Hi, everyone online. Hi, everyone in person. Thanks for braving another spring. I'll just call it a spring day here. So thanks for coming in out of the rain to be here. Let's start on our backs, or if you're comfortable sitting, go ahead and find a nice, comfortable, easy seat. I know sometimes sitting for us isn't always really great on our hips or our low back. So that is why I usually always say start on your backs, because for most of us, that's a little easier on our hips, a little easier on our backs. As always, this gentle reminder that you have total agency over your practice. So if something does not feel safe or comfortable, please, please, please find a really supportive, easy shape. It could be the shape you're in right now. It could be a different shape. You can always go slower than us. You can always go faster. You can add, you can take away. Most importantly, it's how you're feeling and you're taking care of yourself. Okay, so next 45 minutes are all about you. And with that long-winded, wordy intro, we'll be quiet for about 5 breaths, just settling into the ground, intentionally slowing down. So each one of us has our own unique connection to grounding, to feeling more stable and connected. So using the ground and the earth beneath you to help you find and feel that physical place of grounding. So the physical body grounding, anchoring. Noticing the stability and support of the ground allows us then to come in and soften and let go of places in your body that don't really need a lot of tension right now. So it also gives us an opportunity to come more inward, checking in inward, noticing, where does your body feel really strong and stable right now? What are those places in your physical body that are giving you a sense of strength, a sense of resource? And then coming back to feeling grounded with the earth through the floor. And coming in and maybe checking in with those places that feel a little tender, those places that feel a little tight, those places that might need just a little more compassion and kindness from ourselves today, right? We probably all have some of those places. I have a really tight neck and my low back is a little cranky. Giving yourself time to feel out those places and also show some gratitude, some kindness, some compassion for all these different places, places of resource and strength, along with places that need a little more compassion, along with the places that might need a little more patience. And we'll take about 5 breaths. We're all having our own unique experience, noticing what you're noticing. And then today we're going to focus a little more on softening and letting go of tension through the throat and the neck and down into the chest area. So if it's helpful for you, you could place a hand on your chest, just letting your hand soften. Coming back to that feeling that you created through the physical body of grounding. So we ground, we breathe, and then we're just going to try and encourage some softening here through the face, through the throat, maybe even into the back of the throat, back of the skull, and through the chest. So just 3 easy breaths. Okay, and then from here, let's take both arms up towards the ceiling. So if you're seated, you're going to roll onto your back. We're going to bend the knees if they're not and bring your arms up to the ceiling. And then using that awareness of softening through the chest, the throat, and the jaw, let's take your arms out wide like T's towards the floor and just let your arms hover. And then waking up to the feeling across your upper back. So seeing here if you can feel a little more right between your shoulder blades. And then out under those shoulder blades, bottom of the arms out through your knuckles. Stretch the arms. And then back to 2 breaths to check in. Did this give you tension in your face, your throat, your chest? Can you let those places feel a little more release as you stretch your fingers out really wide? And with an exhale, draw your arms up towards the ceiling. One more time, take your arms out really wide, let them hover. Notice the chest to the throat, even into the roof of the mouth, the face. Little less tension there. 2 breaths. And then sweep your arms up overhead. So you're just going behind you. So your arms are not going to the ceiling, they're going overhead like a sun salutation. Then we're going to pull the arms all the way down, just on top of the floor, and then bring them down by your legs, hips. Great. Rotate your hands so your thumbs face in, your pinkies face down. And then with an inhale, sweep the arms out really wide and up overhead again. And then 2 more. So you're sweeping your arms just along the floor. They're just floating off the floor a little bit. Sun salutation arms with an awareness of a little more ease in the face, the throat, the chest. Next time your arms come overhead, we're going to pause. So you're going to reach your arms behind you. So not so much up to the ceiling, but more like if you were standing, your arms would go up to the ceiling. And then we're also going to draw some awareness to the upper back. Let the back of the heart be nice and heavy. And then stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach your arms out of your ribs out of your hips. And then exhale. Now take your arms up towards the ceiling and down to the floor. Great. Bring your knees up over your hips. And then just hold on to the back of the legs and give yourself 3 hamstring stretches. So you can point and flex your ankles if you want. I'm not sure really your legs point and flex so much, but your ankles and feet do. And you're going to get some hamstring stretch. And then we're going to take the legs all the way back down to the floor. Bring your arms down. And we're going to be quiet for 2 breaths so you can come back into your body, into your breath, into your experience, just noticing what you notice for 2 breaths. Full exhale, try and let all the air out and stretch your left leg down along the floor and bring your right knee up over your right hip. Hold on to the back of the right thigh bone. So you're going to put your hands on those back right hamstrings. And they're going to straighten the right leg just a little bit to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Point the right toes and really press up and out through your right leg. All right, so we're going to add on here with your exhale. You're going to lift your head and your neck and look at your left leg. So this might be the first time you've ever done this. So we'll start slow. You're going to look straight out at your left toes. And then this right leg is going to push up and away. You're going to push that right thigh bone away and maybe start to roll on up nice and slow. You might come up a little bit. You might come up a lot. And then you're going to roll or release all the way back down to the floor. Give yourself a breath to rest and check back in with your neck. Check back in with your chest. Let those places relax a little bit. One more time, left leg on the floor, really heavy. Press that right leg away, roll up a little bit. You might roll up higher than I am. You might not roll up as high as I am. When you come up, your challenge is then to come back and soften the chest, soften the throat, soften the face. Take 2 breaths. Probably feel that deep core strength. Roll all the way down. Let the right leg come down. Bend the right leg. Woo, if that was tight on your neck, acknowledge it. Send some awareness there. Like if your neck is like, whew, that was tight, just be gentle, be patient, take a breath, and then switch sides when you are ready. So then your right leg comes out and your left knee comes up. You hold on to the back of the leg, give your left leg that hamstring stretch and pause. Point the left toes, push up and press the left leg away. And then start to lift your head and just peel your spine up really slowly. You want to go slow enough that you can pay attention to trying not to get super tight in your face or your jaw. And then when you're ready, release down. Hold the leg up. Give yourself 2 or 3 breaths just to check it out, see how it feels. One more time, point that left foot, press that left leg away, rolling up using your core. You got it. Pause. Check in with your chest and your throat and your eyes. Keep breathing and release all the way down. And then slowly let your left knee down. And take your left leg down. Sweet. Give yourself a couple of breaths. Come back into how you're feeling. So we did that check-in at the very beginning, coming back to those places of strength and resource. Checking in, sending some mindful self-compassion to those places that were a little tender and tight. Just really embracing all of the parts and showing gratitude. We'll take 2 breaths. Feel your exhale. Let your exhale empty the lungs, and then we'll roll on over to our tabletop. So give yourself a moment to, pay attention, feel, notice how it feels to roll over. All right, be gentle on your wrists. I know we do a lot of wrist stuff in here. I do it on purpose because we need strong hands. We need strong wrists. So let's just kind of warm up the wrist a little bit. So as you get into your tabletop, walk around on your mat. Strong fingers as you walk around. See if you can not only feel the movement, but your arm, remember, connects into your upper back. So your arm comes all the way up into the back shoulder. Can you also feel a connection from your upper back through your arm into the floor? So it's not just hands and wrists, it's upper back connection. You might start to feel more through your core, your abdominals. You can rotate, so you can externally rotate your arm, send your fingers the opposite direction. And we'll stay here maybe 5 more seconds. So shift the weight around, load the arms, load the wrists a little differently, getting them warmed up. Okay, then you're gonna walk back to your table. When you get back to your table, just take your right hand and flip it over so your knuckles are down and your palm is up. And pull your hips back and just give that wrist a gentle stretch. Remember what gentle means. Right? As I hear some ughs in the room, gentle, remember what gentle means. And then shift the weight forward a little bit. There we go. Back to table, right hand, right palm comes down, flip the left, knuckles. Woo. Gently pull your hips back. Great, come forward. I can tell this is a crowd favorite. I mean, I don't know what's happening in your office or at home, but in the room, it's definitely not a crowd favorite. That was really bad sarcasm. All right, we're gonna bring both hands back. Woo, might feel good now, huh? So if this is, like, oh, not your jam, you can come to fists. Repetitive motion can be really boring, so you can always come down onto your forearms. Okay, so mix it up as you need. Be creative. Then we're going to come here. You're going to take your right toes, curl them under, and take your right leg straight back. So using symmetry with proprioception, feeling your body in space. So the symmetry is your ears, shoulders, ribs, hips. Make that rectangle. They're level. All we're going to do is pull your right knee up to your chest. Maybe round your back a little bit like a cat. And then you're going to push that right leg straight back. Some of us are going to keep the toes on the floor the whole time. Others of us might lift that right leg. We're all different. So you meet yourself where you are. We're going to just do 2 more. Push that leg straight back. Pull the knee up into the chest, round like a cat. Put the right knee down, sit back on your heels, stretch out the arches of your feet. Okay, now if this doesn't work for you, find an alternative shape. Sit up and shake out your wrists. Woo! All right, here we go again. You're gonna build your table. Come back to symmetry. Take your left leg back. So you want to try and feel symmetry the whole time. Then your left knee comes in towards your left elbow, armpit. You pull it up and round like a cat and push the left leg back. So you're pulling the leg in and you're pulling it up, which is going to cause you to round a little bit. And you're trying to stay really strong the whole time. Good. Maybe 1 or 2 more. And then after you finish, bring your left knee down, sit back, shake out your wrists. All right, here we go. So as I looked around the room, we're going to be doing this quite a bit today. Hint, hint. Another crowd pleaser, I know. When you take the right leg back, be really mindful that you don't sag the rib cage down like that. All right. So your ribs draw up. Your spine has this feeling of needing to go up to the ceiling the whole time. I don't know if that's helpful to you. That really helps me. That feeling that like there's a magnet up on the ceiling in my head, the back of my head to be specific, and the spine go up. So you keep that core really stable. So you're going to put your right toes back. Your right leg's going to be long. And you're going to push into those toes. And now you're going to pull that left knee way up into your chest. Whoa. And you're going to hold it. Oh, till you feel a tremor. And then you're going to let it down. You're going to come to table. You're going to go a little bit quicker. Left leg goes back. Curl your toes. Feel the magnet up on the ceiling. Push. Let your head, let the spine go up to the ceiling. You're strong. I know you are. Push down and pull your right knee up into your chest. Like you're getting ready to go for a sprint. You got it. You got it. When you start to quiver, then you come down. Woo, stretch out your wrists. So take your right palm back up. Sit your hips back a little bit. Stretch out your right wrist. Switch hands. Got it. And then come back. All right, let's change it up. Let's walk your hands a little bit out in front. Bring your elbows down to the floor. Woo. So with your elbows down on the floor, round your spine like your cat. Find your cow feel. One more time. I'm going to be quiet so you can feel this and hear your breath at the same time. Back to elbow table. Great. Sit all the way back on your heels. Good. When you get back on your heels, if this doesn't work for you, you can always come to kneeling. Okay. You know, this is a pretty big stretch for some of our feet. So if your feet are like, whoa, that's too much for me, or I can't curl my toes under, you can put your toes down and come to kneeling. All right. We're going to exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Inhale, pull the arms down. One more time, this time with your arms out and up. We're just going to pause and we're going to come back to trying to feel that chest soften a little bit. The throat, maybe even into the back of your occiput, the back of your head a little softer. Feel out 2 breaths. So if your bum is on your heels, you're going to come up to kneeling and we're going to challenge ourselves. We're going to try and keep our arms up. So I said try, it might not work out. And then we're going to try and come on up to standing. You might have to use your arms. That's fine. It's just nice to throw in a new challenge now and then. Awesome. Come on up, take a moment, build your standing mountain. And if it's comfortable and okay for you, bring a hand to your chest. See if you can just feel 2 breaths underneath your hand. What are those bones doing? What do the tissues do when you take an inhale and an exhale? What do you feel? Great, and then bringing both hands down into your hip creases. I'm going to take an inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, bend your knees and tip forward. Wait for your inhale and come back on up. Exhale, with your exhale, fold forward. With your inhale, stand back up. All right, here we go. We're going to go a little further over this time. We're going to exhale and come all the way over. Bend your knees as much as you need. The first one's going to go slow. You're going to bring your fingertips down to the floor and hang your head. Check that this isn't too much for your hamstrings or your low back. If it is, bend your knees. So you can rest your rib cage on your thigh bones. From here, you can feel rib cage on your thigh bones. Slide your sternum, breastbone, chest forward to look up. It might feel like a little bit like a baby cobra or that cow. Soften the shoulder blades, soft throat, soft chest. Exhale, fold. And now you're going to step your left foot all the way back and lower your left knee to the floor. Good. Inhale, we're going to sweep your arms up to the ceiling. Good. If your arms up is a little too much for you, option 2 is hands to your hips. So hands in your hips or hands up. Settle into this lunge, 2 breaths, soft chest, soft throat. Exhale, we have to fold. So you're going to reach forward to fold, bring your hands down and pause. Okay, feel that left leg behind you. You don't get to see it. Push into the toes, lift the left knee up. All right, you got to pull your right foot and right leg up into your chest to step back. You can take a 3-legged dog, right leg to the ceiling, or bring your leg straight down to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Exhale, lower down to tabletop. Right, walk your hands out a little bit, come down onto your forearms. Cat pose, rounding. Cow pose, little bit of extension. Good, elbow table. Push down, straighten your arms. Either sit back on your heels or come to kneeling, your choice. 3 breaths, so you're here. Maybe your feet are flat, maybe you're here. 3 breaths, just again, a chance. Feel the floor, soften the chest, come back inward, check into your places of resource. Check into those places that were a little tender, that needed a little extra support and patience today. Take a couple breaths. And let your arms come down just 2 times. Exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Inhale. With your exhale, out and up. Inhale. Arms come up. We all find our way to kneeling. And we figure out, how are we going to come on up to standing? Standing mountain. Refinding that place of support in the floor. Soften the chest. Ooh, an opportunity to soften the throat. 2 breaths. Full exhale. Arms down by your side. Exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Bend your knees as much as you need. Long spine. Reach, 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 and fold over. All the way over. Rib cage to thigh bones. Inhale, slide your sternum, chest forward. Look up a little bit. See if you can feel a little bit of like baby cobra or cow. Exhale, fold. And step your opposite. Step your right leg all the way back. Bring your right knee down, fingertips to the floor. Of course, you can stay right here. You can come all the way up to this low lunge, bringing your arms up. Right? If having your arms up is a little too much for your shoulders, bring your hands into your hips. Pay attention. What do you feel in your chest, throat, gaze? Soften where you don't need tension. Feel those parts that you need to feel strong, and take 2 breaths. Feel your exhale and fold forward. Bring your hands to the floor again. Curl your back toes, lift that back right leg, pull that left leg up into your core. Whoa, step back, 3-legged dog or down dog, you pick. Both legs come down. Find your downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Exhale, lower down to table. Walk your hands out a little bit so you get your forearms down. Forearm table. 1 cat where you round your back. 1 cow where you look for our extension. An elbow table. Sit back on your heels or come to kneeling. 2 breaths. Reconnecting to the parts of strength and resource, and also reconnecting to the places that were a little tender, those places that needed a little extra attention. Showing gratitude, support for all the parts. We'll take 2 breaths. Okay. Exhale, arms come down to your side. 2 times, then exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Inhale, down and in. Here we go. One more time. We're going to keep the arms up this time. All right, all the way. We got to come on up to stand. Woo, and then the arms come down. You did it. Woo, here we go. Exhale, sweep your arms out and up. So just a little bit different way going into the lunge this time. Bend your knees, long spine, fold forward. Feel it out. Adjust and move as you need. Rib cage comes down on your thigh bones. Slide your chest up a little bit. Soft chest, pause. Soft gaze. Fold forward. All right, step your left foot all the way back this time and pause. So you're going to make a choice. Maybe your left knee is going to come down, or maybe you're going to keep that left leg up. Okay. And you don't have to make a decision and hold it forever. Maybe you have the leg up and you're like, ooh, I'm going to get tired. Then you put the knee down. Okay. Elbows come up to your knee. So right elbows onto the right thigh bone, left knee down or up, your choice. And just pause to soften the shoulders, soften the gaze. This is a hard shape. So maybe it's physically hard. Can we soften from the inside out, let go of tension in the places we don't need tension? Maybe bring the hands to your chest. Projected lunge. Shoulders down out of the ears. Soft heart space, soft chest, 2 breaths. Exhale, fold, bring your hands to the floor. Okay, right knee has to pull up to step back, either that 3-legged dog or good old-fashioned down dog, 2 breaths. Bringing that right foot down, pause, bend your knees, take 2 breaths to stretch out the low back in your dog. Come down to tabletop. Come down on your elbows. Cat cow. Back to elbow table. Bum back on your heels or coming to kneeling. Arms down by your side. 1 time, exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Come to kneeling if you're not there. Oh, we got to stand up. Oh. Let your arms come down, 2 breaths. Here we go. Exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Bend your knees as much as you need. Long spine, fold forward. Chest to thighs. Lift that chest, look out in front of you a little bit. Notice what's going on in your neck, in your jaw, in your face. Exhale, fold. Right leg steps all the way back. Decide, do you want your knee down or up? Remember, it can move. Okay, so if it's down now and you want more challenge later, you can lift it. If it's up and it's too much, you can bring it down. So elbows to knee. Soften where you can soften. I mean, does your face really need tension here? Parts of us can soften and parts of us need to be really strong. Right? So find the parts that need to be strong and let the other parts soften and let go a little bit. Maybe you're bringing your hands to your chest. 2 breaths. Coming all the way back down, hands to the floor, pause, push the floor down and pull that knee up. Maybe you're taking that left leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe you're coming straight to down dog. I don't know, I'm getting out of breath. Maybe you come to child's pose. Do your thing, 3 breaths. 3-legged dog, dog, child's pose. Come in to feel the breath. Okay, exhale, we come to table. Walk the hands forward a little bit, elbows down. From their elbow table, cat-cow, so rounding into your cat. Extending into your table. Back to your table, sorry, cat-cow table. So it happens when I look at people and talk at the same time. Pause in your elbow table. Push into the floor. So you could stay in elbow table or come to straight arm table. And then we're going to press your bum way back and reach your fingertips way out and take an extended child's pose. So you push your hip creases way back. And then let's just do a little shoulder stretch. So roll your arms onto your pinkies. So you're going to open the palms towards each other, thumbs up. And just press down through the pinky side of your hand. Pull your hip creases back. And then again, check in. Where do you feel strong and stable? Those places of resource can help support those places that might feel a little tight or tender here. Just see if you can settle into the shape for 2 or 3 breaths. Let your body breathe for you. Full exhale. Great, comes back to tabletop. So we're gonna take a fork in the road, okay? So that just means you have some options. Option 1 is good old downward facing dog. Maybe that's like, I love down dog. It really helps my back. It helps my spine. You're gonna do a down dog. If you're at home, you can use a table, a chair, whatever you need. If you're here, we've been doing some stuff on forearms. So you were down here doing your cat-cow. So feel free to come down here onto your forearms and then take like a forearm or an elbow dog. So your forearms stay parallel. So if we're gonna, work on this, you look down and you want your forearms to be, a little more like railroad tracks than really winging elbows. That's gonna require some strength across the upper back. So you're gonna feel that in the upper back kind of armpit area. All right, so give yourself 2 or 3 more breaths. Maybe you're pushing up or you've been up for a while. Notice your experience. It's probably similar to mine, but really different. And then with an exhale, if you haven't already, come all the way down and take that extended child's pose one more time. And again, what can rest here? What can you let go of? What parts can you let go of in relationship to what parts do you need to have on to support you? And then 2 breaths. Great. And then let's come all the way on up to sitting and bring your legs out in front of you. So just a couple times here. And I know this is not easy. Okay. So you're going to bring your hands to the back of your legs. So version 1, again, another fork in the road. Version 1, one group of us is going to go down the road where we use the back of the legs and we sit back and we use the legs to pull us up. Another group of us is going to go down the road where the arms are out in front. And hopefully all of us really pay attention to not gripping across the throat, across the chest. So in my body, to be really honest, when I go about this far, I feel my chest turn on. So that's where I'm going to stay for a little bit. I'm going to stay here until I can feel the chest, like let go of that tight grip. When I feel that, then I'm going to go back a little more. So we're all really different. So find that place for you and challenge yourself into the shape for 3 breaths. And after 3 breaths, pull yourself back up. Great. And then we're going to all roll all the way onto your back. So use your hands if you need to. And when you get all the way back, maybe it feels good to take a full body stretch. Maybe it feels good to draw your knees into your chest. Three breaths. So I'm going to start to slow things down. Giving you an opportunity again to come back in, check in with yourself. How are you feeling? How are those, physical parts feeling? Are your hips tight? Your hamstrings tight? Maybe you need some hip stretches or little hamstring stretch. So you might do the popular figure 4 stretch on your back where you bend the knees and take your right leg over your left thigh bone. And then bring your left knee up. Maybe your low back is feeling a little tight and you just draw your knees in and rock a little bit side to side, or your chest is tight, so you take your arms open like the T. So there's lots of stretch options if that's what you want. If you're checking in and you're just like, oh, I'm energetically wiped today, you could spend the next couple minutes just closing your eyes and really resting. Maybe you're feeling a little scattered mentally and you would like some focused meditation. You might use your breath as an anchor for some breath meditation. So the options are limitless. We're going to take the next 2.5 minutes in silence to let things slow down. And to take time to take care of ourselves. And as we continue to take care of ourselves, just a reminder, check in with your experience. Reconnecting to the floor, into the ground, into the earth. Reconnecting with your breath. You might put a hand on your chest just to encourage some softness and some ease. You might put a hand on your lower belly to feel some softness and ease, breath in the belly. We're all really different, so doing what fits you. Just a few more quiet breaths here. Taking a little longer exhale, recognize the exhale and just pull your exhale a little longer. One more long exhale. And just wiggle your toes. That's it. Just what's it feel like for you just to wiggle your toes? And then draw your knees into your chest. And then we're going to roll all the way over and come on up to sitting. Woohoo! Happy Tuesday, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up online. Thanks so much for showing up in person. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Friday. Thank you.